There's this concept right now that people in power, when we go to the Department of Education, first we have to know that 90% of the people that work in the Department of Education have no educational experience in the classroom. That would be like me saying in a hospital, 90% of the people in the surgery room have no experience in surgery. It's just unheard of. But there's also this concept that poverty doesn't matter. And I speak from experience. Poverty matters. So when there was no Thanksgiving turkey in the house and we ate spaghetti and I went to school the next day, yes, I lied. Our turkey was 50 pounds. But I was a kid that wasn't a good kid to have in class that day. When there was no heat, I wasn't a good class. I remember during our poorest times, my grades were lower. And I feel for those teachers that taught me then. They had to fight an extra battle. Poverty matters. It matters greatly. You know, when your father's not in the home, it matters. How dare they say that? Race matters. How dare they say that? Immigration, if you're an immigrant, it matters. You know, so this concept now that somehow we can produce a perfect test, a perfect curriculum, a perfect cheerleader principal, whatever we want, or a perfect teacher that can all of a sudden make poverty not matter, make pain not matter. No. You have to turn around. I say, I went to schools where when people ask me, they'll say, I'll say, raise your hand if you know anybody that was murdered in your high school. You know, and I'm there. I'm the only one in the room. I say, raise your hand if you know anybody that you had a friend in high school that's murdered people. Raise your hand. I can raise my hand. Know anybody that knows what breaking and entering is? Raise your hand. Know anybody who's died of drug addictions, all that's been in prison for lifetime? I can raise my hand to all of those questions. And you see, we have a leadership now that cannot raise their hand. They don't know what unemployment is. They don't know what food stamps are. They don't know what poverty is. To them, it's something like when they watch the Cosby Show, they think they're looking at poverty. We turn around. I remember once in a conversation with Denny Taylor. Denny Taylor talked about toxic literacies, but Denny Taylor made it a point when the Welfare Reform Act was passed. She said, this is the greatest crime ever done to women. And I said, I love Bill Clinton. How could you be saying that? A crime to women, how? And she said, if you want to help parents and you want to help children, then give their parents jobs. Put them to work. Give them hope. And you know what? We've spent $1 trillion on NCOB. We could have spent $1 trillion on putting parents to work in our inner cities, in our impoverished communities, and we would have raised test scores. Kids would have been better off. If my father left because he had no work. That's the deal. I know that stuff. So, you know, if people are working, if people have homes, it's Maslow's, you know, the psychologists they don't like, the theory of hierarchy. If you have shelter and love and food, guess what? You have the foundation of learning. And anyone that tells you that you don't need those things, that a school could wipe them away, is a liar and a person who has never known poverty.